Stand up.
This first poem I'm going to read is riffing off of a poet by the name of Alden van Buskirk, who used to live here in Oakland back in, 1963, and he wrote this really wonderful long serial poem called Lamy in Oakland. And this is my version, Hermes in Oakland, for Alden van Buskirk. In another metal universe, I savor the oil-coated lily, divine numbers with the scrap of sun, regenerate tissue faster than my body withers, bursts its bubble, and fills the air with gas. I try to eat the planet slowly, so as to sense every crag, every head and its spark, my mouth on every tree, my hand on your mound. Faceless orb. How I became one of the invisible, invincible clown secreting resin, the universe chokes with doves the size of my clam. I'm over in memory's innocuous chain, splint on the brain, and I'm handy with the tools that stars spool on their off days. A walk across a perfect furrow revealed the hidden slant in my aperture. The closest my flavor got to fever seed. The more I shook out my marbles, the more I became one with the unreal eagle, became a truth. This poem is called Spools of Jeers. Come and see me breathe, in fact, breathe with me. Those who oppose me shall mate with my worst aspects. The tentacle at the end of my hole, the lens-sized hole in my heart, my laughter filled with bone saliva. The boat has left and I'm holding its udder, my palps aflame as I exit the box on orders from innermost swirl, aura pummeled by assassin. Come see me give birth to a password, in fact, pass into this with me. Shine, but only when I cry, real spools of jeers, those spectral germs dipped in ether. Come see me breathe into lamb balloon, my crystal eye versus your mental throb. Here, language burrows into reflecting pools, coughs up a nighttime tuned to abrupt dust. I stood in line with my ticket to a lost cause. They refunded myself to me in a currency of roses and hair. In the gleam and glow outside my door, I spied the maid bending over, her quim labyrinth God welcomes. Quiet mandrake puzzles set out at noon, wheel of fern aflame, this ashen buzz, and subtones where a question is stained, with the answer embedded in white churn. In hands filled with blood, the language of spores, conducted by eclipse in animal form. He told me it tastes like an aquatic dog, feeling of a lost species, hands washed in black suns, its be-ebbed and diminished throne. God stripped to its frame. I left my ectoplasm on the gears of the body rolled to the gate, all soft legs wrapped round your hide. Flipping the star switch, I'm a man grown from data dust. In a multiplex on Shell Mound, I've been buried here before. I'm ready to endure this trip, but if you ask me to disrobe my purpose, I will crumble, sweat and overhaul the worship machine that breathes for me, cut into shapes, igniting human oblivion land grab. The everything dribbles phosphate command, a broken dendrite branch in the swill. I shake from my light ray, aided and abetted by creep control. Birds crawl out of my mouth. Heard them under leaves, bribing the real with moldy tips of old bones. The real apart from the now, these rusty nodes and old farts. He gave off the scent of leaves under skin. He was all plant and no tongue. He was a number blamed for amnesia, the lost coves and web-like shores of his eye, screams until larynx is blue, but not my kind of blue. There were birds, and there were birds that could pump iron until dawn. I was caught between their candy mirrors where chance brought a passage through which I escaped, feathers intact, the birds only on tape, cinder rubbed but corrupted by the hive. Listen to this mute garden, tell me of its bramble, relentless, filled fissure, wanton cells proliferating without halt, without home. The Great Deceiver. I will donate my head. I will uncover the seams. I will acknowledge my dust as silver elixir to be fed to the masses. I've never been more dead than now, more a product of misspent music, halted at the border, flicking seed sent through a blister in the wall. I plant movements that carry all the king's men through a crack in the planet, where monkeys sink into a song their fathers grew on filaments of language, and certain birds are mad to hunt a spectrum of only one meaning, where handmade clouds sound free from ligament, released beyond bounds, offering steam to relax gem. I can float here, combing my hair into a waterfall. I am a human fly, wings slick with telepathic goo, an archive of earth piled on my back. This is theater, so please assume the role of curtain. I am the director of this fuzz, a tardy imago, the result of clandestine flair. When we returned to your house, we noticed it wasn't there, so we built a human pyramid without flesh, without internal radar or private song, or formation known to drain the color of black suns. And toward this stone we lean, where birds are higher than sapphire mammatus, where we speak of things mouthless, bare. Morning stun. My home, a metal nest, hums as I lactate. The sun stares down my throat, plants children in the belly, their radars wreaking havoc with my transmitter. In the center of my body is a mountain where static has grown. I have developed a way around this morass by floating in a moat to the other side, its greasy trees and dull shade, future luxury for plastic eyes. There's something wrong with my mind when I speak. Glaciers whittle down to nubs. When I stop thinking, I can hear stars activate my nerves. They allow me the aroma of what's to come. I'm having an end. I'm starting to come close to wearing camouflage, broken dental plate where words ooze, the shame at being human, a glassine oddity suspended in lymph and sputum. I crawled from here to my snake in order to approach previously slain attempt toward a new form of breathing, something to change shape or inject diamonds into our stuffing. A wholly other, more aberrant than previous breathing, because it involves breaking into the brain display, sometimes even collecting the pebbles in my granite hoof. Frontal nudity and smoke were to be expected, but I digress. Thank you.